Hi, welcome to Miss Annette's little farm in the big city. I have honey on everything. I was harvesting honey yesterday. I'm running a little bit behind on my schedule this morning. I've got to get this paddock raked out. I like to rake it every day just to keep, because we have so many chickens. We have 8 chickens right now, and they poop everywhere, so I try to keep it clean because I don't like to get the poop in the goats' hooves, so I'm really concerned about that. So I try to rake up every day, and I pile it up. It kind of gets composted. As we pile it up on top of each other, the chickens will go through and scratch it, and they are kind of composting machines here in the paddock. But on the little farm, we also have a compost pile on the other side of the property. And today we're going to talk about composting. It's weird. I don't hear that sound. Do you hear it? Cool. Maybe it's gone. I don't want to jinx myself. Anyway, when I'm raking the paddock, I rake everything over to this side of the paddock. We cut a lot of limbs down on our property, and then we feed the limbs to the goats. Goats love to eat trees, especially pine trees. So there's a lot of limbs in this compost, and I'll pull them out occasionally and put them in the fire pit when we're having a fire. Hi, baby. Hi. Dulce. She's so sweet. We got to take a Dulce break. Mama loves you. Alright, I gotta get this done because we have a big job ahead of us in the other compost pile. Keeping the paddock clean and dry and composting it also helps cut down on the flies. Sometimes we'll come back here and dig up some of this soil when we need soil for different projects that we're doing. Because it's really good soil. It's not just dirt. It has a lot of microorganisms in it, and that's very healthy for the chickens as well, because they like to eat the worms and the bugs that are living in our compost here. And not only is the composting good for the chickens and keeps the paddock clean, it's good for the garden as well. Now, I generally use the other compost bin for the garden soil. And let's go do that right now. These goats are so cute. I love just hanging out in the paddock with the animals because they're so sweet. This is our compost pile, and you can see down here we're starting to get a lot of soil, and then the stuff on the top is the newest stuff. And what I need to do today is I need to get all of this stuff from the top and put it in a pile over here, and get all the stuff from the bottom and put it in a pile over here, and then put this back in there, and then put some of the bottom back on the top. And even though this has been working for us for a long time, it is honestly back-breaking work. There's ants and all sorts of things. So it's not that much fun. Getting the compost and having it is great, but having to deal with it like this is not so much. And I know some people have it in sets of 3s, but this is what we did, and this is what was working for us, but it's starting to not work for us anymore because I'm getting older and it's harder for me to get in there and shovel it and move it around. So we are looking for a tumbler, and hopefully we'll get one. I am going to wear my gloves because there always is a lot of bugs. I'm going to load my wheelbarrow up and take some out to the garden to feed the soil. I'm gonna go get something cool to drink, and then we're gonna go ahead and put that compost in the garden. On days like today, bug spray, sunscreen, and lots of water. Whew. All right. Well, looking at my compost pile and looking at what I have going on in it, I realized that there's too much wood in it, too much brown and not enough green, because I saw a lot of earwigs and ants, but I didn't see any worms. And a good compost would have a lot of worms in it. In the barn, if you haven't noticed, we use wood chips, and we've been using wood pellets. So when I've been putting it in the compost, I haven't been putting enough green on there. Another reason for that is that we've been feeding the greens to the chickens. So that needs to be remedied, definitely, to get better soil. But here, after we take this little break here, we will go back. Those ants were awful. I sprayed and sprayed myself too, and I sprayed my boots, I sprayed my legs, I sprayed everything, and they were still biting me. When you're making compost, you're putting browns and greens and a lot of water. You don't put any dairy, and you don't put meat in there. Especially in the city, you don't want to put any meat in your compost pile. You will attract rodents. And the last thing we want is our neighbors complaining about attracting rats. So far, we've been pretty good about keeping that maintained. It's a healthy balance. It's all a system. And we do need rats because they do help take care of things. They clean up dead animals, they clean up, any kind of food that's spilled on the ground, but we don't want an overpopulation of them. The same with mice. And how do we do that? Well, there aren't any mice in the barn because the chickens would eat them. Chickens will eat other animals. They will eat other chickens, they will eat mice, they will eat all sorts of things. So they kind of keep that to a minimum. Also, when we see things that we think are rat holes, we do fill them up, and we don't poison anything because we do have owls here on the little farm, and we don't want the owls to eat any of the rats that have poison because that will kill the owls. So the owls in this beautiful system that we have going here on the little farm help us also to keep the mice and the rabbit and the rat population down. And having a little rat terrier running around peeing on everything kind of helps too. One of the things I want to do before I put the compost down is I want to water the garden. Today we are going to get some of our rainwater from the rain barrel to water, and we're going to add a little bit of fertilizer. So we're going to be doing bucket watering. All right, I got about 3 wheelbarrows full, and I think that's going to be enough to accomplish what I want to do. I'm just going to sprinkle some of this mulch around the base of some of the plants. I have some plants that are doing better than others, so the ones that aren't doing so well will get top priority for the mulch. that I can't get done, I'll ask Mr. Steve to help me. He can do in 10 minutes what it would take me a whole hour to do. Whew, my cheeks are all flushed. That was a lot of work. It's a good workout. Keeps me honest and healthy. As good work does. Who's here? My spoiled girl. Oh my goodness. Thank you for helping me along. That is a big job. And I'm still going to continue looking for a composter on Facebook Marketplace. I saw one and I sent the message, but they sold it before they even saw my message, I guess. So, I guess this is the part where we say bye until the next time, which will just be a few days. And I just want to tell you how much I love hearing from you and how wonderful it is to get to know you, and that I think of all of you daily. I do. You are all just so precious to me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I do. Thank you for visiting me here on Miss Annette's little farm in the big city. Try to get outside today if you can. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Love you so much. Who's Mama's baby? Uh-oh, you're the baby, huh? Are you the baby? Oh, it's hard having so many babies. Oh, goodness. Baby.